Valdosta State ties, which is the reason why we decided to give this podcast a try.
You're tuning into the Inferno Laser Sports Show.
It was a banger.
I just love their fight. I mean, they never give up.
If you know, you know.
This is titled We Win Championships or You Get Out of Town.
Yeah, that's right. RIP to Jack. He's not dead, but
No place I'd rather be. Go Blazers.
Got a full house in here, man.
Let me work on my intros real quick.
This was a sweep. Let me see if this was a sweep real quick.
So much experience, so much potential.
And they show up, they show out.
You can't take the heat. What makes you think you can survive the Inferno?
Well, look at where we've all ended up here. A full panel of 6 people here at the Larry Ettling studio at the Mass Media Building. Welcome, everyone, to the Inferno, a Valdosta State sports show, the season 6 finale, the end of the spring semester. We're recording this during finals week, so everyone here is probably stressed beyond belief everyone's here probably stressed beyond belief dealing with finals, but we're all here for the final episode again of season 6, the spring 2026 semester. Jaylan Scott from Going Left to Right, Ansley DeCenzo, Drew Mills of VSU basketball, Jizreel Jeudy of the VSU athletics department, and the graduate assistants, obviously myself, Dionte and Daniel, spectator writer, and Ari Hicks of the women's basketball team. We are so incredibly happy to be here with you all today. This episode is not really so much going to be about, news and whatnot, as the intro just casually decides to play again. Editor, cut that out. This episode is not going to be so much focused on the sports news as it's more going to be story based. It's going to be a big story based episode today. We're going to give a couple good stories here, talking about how we all got here to VSU and just kind of reminisce about our times here at Valdosta State, our times being a Blazer, especially for our athletes here. Great to have you guys on and great to talk to you guys about your guys' stories as well. So it's going to be a really, really great time. So the first thing we're going to get into here is just kind of generally the stories of what is this? Or actually, no, before we get into the stories of how we got here to VSU, that'll actually be later on this episode. We're first going to cover our best Blazer athletics moments of the 2025-2026 season. And I don't know if you guys have any ones that immediately pop out to you, but I'm going to go ahead and go first here. Definitely one of my favorite moments this year has to involve the volleyball team. This year, their 5-set win over Trevecca Nazarene this year was one of my favorite calls this year, as the volleyball team took down the number 1 team in the conference at the time, undefeated in conference play, and gave me probably one of my best calls that I've had for volleyball this season. Calling that last kill was so incredible, and just watching that volleyball team all year was something very, very special, something very special to me. So Ansley, we're actually going to start with you, starting down here. What's your favorite Blazer athletics moments from this year?
The first one that definitely stood out to me was, I'm going to sound very uneducated right now, but it was during football. Mm-hmm. Freshman, what's so funny, guys? Freshman.
Are you talking about the Delta
the catch?
State?
I think it was the catch, the last one-handed catch.
That
What's
was
his
so
name?
good. Jaylan Arnold.
Yes, that's the one that stands out to me. So, sorry you didn't get the feature, but Jaheim, yes, I do remember that, and that was a big peak, I think, for us during that time.
Yeah, I'm actually going to have to agree with you on that one. That was actually now that you say, I don't know why it slipped my mind, but that's definitely one of my favorite. That was definitely one of my top moments as well. That catch and just Bazemore Hyder Stadium going crazy.
But that game also signified something for us, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It pretty much kept our playoff hopes alive.
Right.
Yeah. It kept the football team's playoff hopes alive, and the stadium going dark with all the lights and all that just added on to it. Such an amazing moment. Drew, what's been your favorite, man?
I'm gonna toot my own horn a little bit. I'm
to the surprise of nobody.
My favorite memory, probably through 2 years, just my whole time here at VSU, would probably be the last game of the season. Even though we were first round exits this year. Mm-hmm. I feel like I was 17 points away from being the first to 1,000 in 2 years, and I ended with, I think I had 21 at the end of the first half, and Coach Heff talked to me over in the sideline and said, "You just broke 1,000 points," and I just lost where I was at.
Yeah. Was that Huntsville game?
Huntsville game.
It was the Huntsville game.
Huntsville.
Okay, yeah. Jizreel, you got.
I was gonna say Jaheim's catch. Obviously, me being able to catch it on my glasses up front.
Yeah,
and it kind of
that's what you did.
It kind of went viral in a sense on social media. So that would be the biggest thing. Then I obviously gonna give. I got basketball here. Obviously, I was gonna say honorable mention them. Sweeping West Florida at home.
Oh yeah, both games against West Florida.
That was and them beating them in overtime.
Yeah,
and
them
coming behind
boys
to beat it.
and
That
girls.
was one of the,
that was a fun night.
That was a fun night. I was gonna say that as
Yeah.
well because we already know we don't like West Florida. They don't like us, and
That was
it
good.
being conference play and them going up a level too. It just is a little bit.
The complex
sweeter.
was on that night.
Yeah, it was rocking that day, especially that overtime game that you guys went to overtime against West Florida. Man, that was nail biting.
Bro, we both
Both went double overtime, right?
went in overtime.
Didn't a game go into double overtime?
Double OT.
Both went to overtime.
That's
what made it so crazy.
Yeah.
I couldn't let it get the double OT.
Yeah, that's fair. Actually, speaking of basketball, that only reminds me. My last, or at least my last game as just going to the Union games as a fan, just going there as a fan. I don't know if you guys heard, but I was with Fire Pit. I was with Fire Pit with the student section that game, and I was rowdy that game. I was heckling the other team as much as I could. Just because I wasn't working that game. I wasn't working. Usually I'm working on camera. No, usually I was working on camera. No, I wasn't on the schedule that day. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to go there. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to have fun with that. I'm going to be there and I'm going to heckle. I'm going to heckle the other team as much as possible. That's where, I don't know if you guys are, but that's where the you bum chants came from. We came from Fire Pit because I started that. Just wanted to heckle the other team. And then of course, receiving the signed basketball from you guys and the teams, that I had no idea that was happening. I had no idea that was going to happen. And I remember Greg or Kit just came up to me and wanted to tell me something. I'm like, oh no, I'm getting kicked out, aren't I? It's like, am I getting kicked out? And they're like, no, I need you to stand over here. You're gonna walk out during the next media time. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, that's happening. And it was a really, really sweet moment. Dionte, what's been your favorite moments? And you've covered a lot of Blazer sports this year, being a sports writer for The Spectator. So what's been kind of your top moments this year?
I'm gonna agree with Ansley. I would say the Delta State game, Jaheim Arnold with the catch. It was crazy because that was literally like my first like full month being a sports writer for The Spectator.
I remember.
And it was a lot to handle because at first I did not know what to do. But I would say that final minute of that game was crazy. And once they got to that catch, like I had my phone out, like ready to record. I'm like, okay, I guess something's gonna happen. So when Jaheim made the catch, like I'm recording on my phone, like going crazy, and I turn to the right and I just see everybody getting on the field. I'm like,
right.
I was not expecting that. I thought the rest was going to like throw a flag and everything.
It's complete pandemonium down there.
And it was funny because I wrote a story after the game, and somehow I got an award for that. We went to Athens in March for the Georgia College Press Association, and I got third place for writing that story.
That's
a
shout out to you, my man.
But yeah, that was probably my favorite moment for sports. Like I said, I've covered a lot this whole school year. It's been fun. For my first full year being a sports writer for The Spectator, covering a lot of football, of course, basketball, women's and men's, volleyball, baseball. So yeah, I've had fun.
I'm sure you have. Especially writing up all those stories. Man, just gives you a chance to really be that storyteller. Be that storyteller through your writing. Ari, what's been your favorite moments this year?
I got to brag on my team a little bit. We struggled a lot on the road this year. So we had a lot of close games that we let fall, and we ended up losing. But Mississippi College.
That
game,
was awesome.
Oh my gosh, like I was in the game shaking that game.
I'm sad I wasn't able to go to that.
Yeah,
I was sick. I was sick that trip.
One. Yeah, so we had I think it was 2 seconds left. We were down 2, and we had drew up this play, and it was for it was one of those plays that you're like, if everything works out, okay, cool, but it probably wasn't going to go the way you wanted it to go. But we were like, we all got in the huddle. We were like, we're going to draw this up. We're going to do it this way. And it worked perfectly. Aaron got open under the basket, and I was able to, like, lob it from the sideline and throw it up to her. And she was able to, like, pump fake, make it with 2 seconds, and went into overtime, won that game. So that was a huge one. Like, I still get, like, adrenaline from that game.
The adrenaline from that, thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that entirely. I would have been the same if I was down there on that sideline. You guys would have been shaking right there alongside you guys. Were like, oh, is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen?
The funny part is like that was just going to overtime, but we had that feeling that we already won the game just from that getting that basket.
Yeah, confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
That confidence is so crucial, and that also brings me to Drew, your guys' game against Union at Union going to overtime. That game to go into overtime. Your guys' first conference road win of the year. I remember that game went. That game went to overtime.
Didn't y'all have like a 3-game stretch?
Oh, we did.
Like
Yeah,
overtime
we did.
towards the end of the year. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I knew that once y'all got an overtime, y'all were gonna win.
Yeah. We knew. Yeah.
We play around for the first 40 minutes of the game, well, for the whole 40 minutes, and then like that last couple seconds, we somehow made something work. But yeah.
Yeah, but that game against Union in overtime, when the buzzer sounded in regulation, I remember I got a little over ecstatic calling that, so I made it sound a lot more like overly dramatic. I was overly exaggerating, the situation. Be like, oh, Blazers on their bench win their first conference road game of the year, which I mean, it was just the truth. Just the truth. I was just reporting what was happening, but I mean, the adrenaline of that just was amazing. That was just awesome for that.
Allen still driving, slips, throws up a shot. We are going to overtime. 91. First overtime game of the year for these Blazers. And what a game this has been. A moment to keep the good times rolling from Sunday on to Thursday. 5 more minutes on the clock. We are going to overtime.
So with that kind of being said, we've covered all of our major, main highlights of the year for this 2025-26 athletics season. The next thing I want to turn our little attention to, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it if I can actually get this to work, but behind me here is a little tier list, which is also going to go up on the screen when I eventually edit this. So what I have here is a tier list behind me. We have 4 tiers here, S, A, B, C, and these are pictures of all 12 of the main GSC basketball arenas from UAH to UWF. We are going to tier list all of these. We are going to tier list all of these arenas based on a couple factors, how cool we think it is, how cool their arena is, the actual facilities, what it's like, especially for Ari and Drew, their input's gonna be really important here. What's it like playing there? What's the environment like? Playing at these places. I'll also give a little bit of my input from the commentator side as well. So in no particular order, and well, actually no, kind of in no particular order, just because this is the first one I have here. The Auburn. We're going to start with Auburn Montgomery, the AUM Athletics Complex. To start.
They don't even have seats.
We'll start with the AUM Athletics Complex. Which,
no offense, they're
hold on one second.
They're not
I actually have here. I'm going to pull up a bit larger scale photos. I don't know why the West Florida one keeps doing this, but we will pull here. Here is the AUM Athletics Complex. So I-I'll say, based on aesthetic, I think aesthetic, I would honestly
no, the aesthetic is not good.
It looks good.
It's not that bad, bro.
I like the aesthetic for sure, but it gives high school vibes, though.
Yeah.
It does give high school vibes.
Very much high school.
I think there's other arenas here that give more high school vibes than this. I think there's more arenas on here that give more high school vibes than this.
It's way worse, but this is definitely C material.
This is C material. All
this
right,
is in the lower half.
So I think the general consensus here is C. Which by the way, I want to note, this is not meant to hate. We're not hating here. We're just giving honest opinions.
I'm low key hating.
Valid.
Then I should probably know that this does not represent the thoughts and opinions of the athletic department. This does not. What we say here does not represent the athletic department, the university, or its staff. This is just us being goofs. This is us having opinions. So the next one we're gonna go here is West Florida, the UWF Fieldhouse.
I actually like it. I like it there. Mm-hmm. I actually really like it there. That's S material, right?
You think it's
Ari, what you gotta say?
It ain't nothing compared to the Blazers, but
I just feel like
it's nothing compared to the Blazers.
Giving West Florida any type of compliment.
That's true.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's true.
I want to give him S. I'd probably give him like A at best.
Yeah.
Okay, A at best.
Yeah.
A at best.
All right. I also just kind of like West Florida just because, you know, well, for one, their court design is really cool with the navy blue, but low key, I feel like the extended seating here makes it a little feels like empty.
And they turn the lights off. They turn the lights off in the stand, so it's just like the lights is on the main court.
Bright on the court.
That's what makes
and there's
it
a lot of
better
dead
for me,
spots
bro.
on that court.
Yeah, there's a lot of dead spots, dead areas. All right, so the next one we're gonna go to are the newcomers from Nashville, the Trevecca Nazarene Trojans. Now, I'll say this: court design is an S.
Yeah, the court design looks
court design is absolutely an S.
Like that, actually.
I don't think I ever even looked at the court this hard before and seen all the details.
It's actually tough.
It's a Nashville skyline. I like it, but everything else is kind of.
I don't like this at all.
They need some upgrades for sure.
I think if I'm correct, this is probably the second smallest arena in the conference in terms of seating capacity. I think they're listed at 1,000, which I think is the same as Christian Brothers.
Really?
If I'm not mistaken.
Christian Brothers has 1,000?
They listed capacity of
From a
1,000.
game standpoint, do they pull those bleachers out in the front?
They do. And honestly, for that functionality for you guys, I know that honestly puts it in like
we're practically on the court.
Yeah, they're literally pressed up onto the court because like you can kind of see it here. If I zoom in,
ain't no way.
You literally see it.
You can see it. You can kind of see it a little bit over here in this side. That's how close the seats are to the sideline. So that's dangerous. That's honestly dangerous. So honestly, for me, I give this a B.
Wow,
this is B tier for me.
B tier is crazy.
I might give this.
All the ones I see.
In terms of play, in terms of being on the court, it's the worst court ever.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
It's terrible.
So I think this averages out to C. All right. So would you say? We'll say this. We'll add this as well. Is this better or worse than AUM's?
Better.
Worse. It's worse.
It's worse.
Then it'll stay behind.
Yeah, they got the worst gym in the GSC.
It'll stay behind it.
Worst gym in the GSC.
So next up are Delta State. We have
like
Delta State. Walter Sillers Coliseum.
Them.
Based on just aesthetics, this is S.
Yeah,
if it's just aesthetics,
but it's just a little outdated.
It is.
That's what I was. We looked at these before y'all had came, and I told him the bricks literally threw me off. It threw me off.
Wait, where's the
it give it a good feel. Like
there's also a stage.
I heard their pregame is pretty fire.
There's a stage.
Their pregame is.
I didn't take the picture with the stage, but I will say the pregame, Jizreel, as you were saying.
I heard they didn't write their names out.
Second to
basketball team
honestly,
does it?
second to VSU.
Their speakers are really loud too.
But
so the warm-ups
it gotta be like. It's gotta be B tier, just because that stage it just messes up everything.
Messes it up.
There's a stage where is it? Like on the front part?
It's right to the right.
It's either start of. I didn't take a picture with it.
It's just random.
A stage on the court is
crazy. We're in college.
Yeah. So Delta State will be our first B tier. Delta State will be our first B tier. Now here comes the one that everybody is probably waiting for.
This is
C tier. I'm sorry.
I don't even gotta talk about this.
No, I don't even know.
That's really bad.
Yeah, this is C tier. What I remember saying is, I've said this several times. If you were to take out all the CBU branding, this looks like a recreation gym.
Yeah, it does.
This looks like a rec center. If you take out all the CBU the Andrew, you remember that time 2 years ago where somebody was up because they have this second level,
Mm-hmm.
here, they have like their student gym or whatever. Remember 2 years ago, Coach Helfer or somebody spotted somebody trying to record y'all's practice?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You'd be surprised how much that happens.
Recording practice and still getting a belt is crazy.
So for that, honestly, C tier. But where do we put this in C tier?
Yeah,
is it worse than Trevecca?
No, it's before. Yeah, no, it's after Trevecca. My fault.
You say after?
Yeah.
Okay.
Trevecca just takes the cake.
So you say after Trevecca. Are you same boat or is it worse?
They're both. Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll just go either or with those.
Christian
two.
Brothers just doesn't have anything good, don't they? Huh?
I can't. Listen. Between all of our hosts, we have spent so much time ragging on CBU for various reasons. So the next one we're going to head to is Montevallo, Central State Bank Arena.
Why is there a curtain right
Montevallo,
there? Why is there a curtain right there? Can somebody explain?
I don't know.
Yeah, what are they hiding?
Now, I'll explain where I'm going with this. I would honestly put this in either A or S tier because of the environment. Because of the environment. Montevallo's fans are loud. They're rowdy. They make it
loud.
They make it
Their
a
fans are
hostile
crazy.
place.
I
They make it a
remember.
hostile place to play. And because of how open this arena is, it echoes and it gets loud. It echoes and it gets really loud in there. So I think for that and how just involved their fans are, this is honestly like A or S tier for me.
It's S tier.
Calvin.
I like
It's S tier.
Shout out my boy Calvin.
I think
had
S
some,
is fitting.
I had some troubled times in that gym.
I think I'll put it at S tier.
So we'll go S tier. We'll go S tier for Montevallo. All right, next up will be the West Alabama Tigers in Pruitt Hall. Now
We got Drew Mills right there.
Is that actually you, Drew?
Yeah, that's him. That's him.
Oh my god.
And I had a mask on. That was when I had the mask. I had the mask on.
There's Blaze. There's
nice.
Malik, Ethan, Tony, Gus. Is everybody here? Because I took these I just took these pictures randomly.
So you didn't even realize it?
Yeah, well, kind of. I just wanted backgrounds for like my social media graphics or whatever. So honestly, West Alabama, the same thing I said about Montevallo and how their fans are,
Energy is good.
applies here. Also because of how low the ceiling is.
Yeah, it's a really small
It's not
gym.
bad at all.
It is.
And their
really
band is
loud.
really loud. Like,
Their band
everything's
is
really
loud too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have pet
So
band is there.
where is the band?
That's what I want to say too. What is
They
it?
Right.
sit, I think along this baseline.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
This
Baseline.
toughest places to play.
So
What is the
VSU's
toughest
bench
place to
is
play?
on
That's
this
the
side.
toughest place to play. One of the toughest places to play.
Yeah.
That's top
Really?
3 toughest places to play for sure.
So what would we say?
I'm gonna go A. Not pretty much S, but I'm
I
gonna go
agree with
A.
that. Mhm.
Above or behind West Florida? Would you say? All right, behind. We'll say behind West Florida. Next up, we're gonna be a little.
The Blazers.
There's gonna be a little bias. There may or may not be a little
No
bias.
bias.
here.
This is all bias.
It's just facts.
You're
It's
just
just
number one.
facts.
It is
Tier. I'm
facts,
sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's just facts.
I think everyone knows it.
Yeah.
Everyone knows
I think
it.
we should host the tournament every year.
Yeah, if I'm looking at this objectively.
Wait, I want to look at
honestly,
it for longer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what? Here we go. This is just.
It's beautiful.
This is.
Look at all the banners. Like, come on.
Perfect.
This
They
is
were
peak.
decorated.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah,
peak.
I would say nobody does it like the Blazers. Hey, like I hear Coach Helver say the officials come out to the game and be
And they're like, yeah.
this is some NBA type tier intro. Like
I mean,
it's different.
Everything, honestly, everything. Aesthetics, game day experience, pre-game day experience, pre-game, tough place to play. It's all of it. It's honestly all of it. And again, as we said earlier, best pregame intro to all of. Honestly, I'd say all of Division II, and I'm so glad I was able to do it for a couple games.
Yeah.
I legitimately wanted to do that since I got here as a freshman. Like hearing Matt Malone do the starting five introduction. I looked at that and I go, I want to do that one day, and I'm so glad I got to because this is just fire. There's nothing else.
We might have the best announcer like
Matt Malone.
He could do everything on the fly.
Matt is
It's
good.
crazy. He giving you nicknames. It's crazy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So next up we have one of the teams from North Alabama, and by that side,
Man, we don't like that.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I definitely love when y'all beat them in the regular season.
We beat them one time in five.
Must be nice. Must be nice.
I'm gonna be honest. Out of every team I ever played, Huntsville will haunt me for the rest of my life. Broken nose, scratches on my face, 1-4 against them. They just, man.
I think by proxy that means C tier.
Yeah, C tier. Yeah,
C tier.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now here's the thing. I'll give UAH this.
The colors look good.
Yeah,
Like,
the colors and the contrast. The colors and the contrast.
This is
really,
a S tier arena.
Yeah.
I'm
not gonna lie.
I legitimately think this is like an A or S tier arena.
This is
And
S tier.
especially for the environment they bring as well. Especially for their women's games. Their women's game they played y'all.
Yeah.
They were just as loud.
They made a run this year.
Exactly.
They made a good run.
Their hoops.
Mhm.
Their hoops are movable.
Yeah, so just got that little bit of extra functionality. So what are we looking at? High eight
After us.
high A tier. Okay, so we'll go behind.
Yeah, behind
we'll
us
go
for
behind
sure.
VSU
Yeah, we'll go.
if I can get this to work. There we go. So we have three S tiers: VSU, UAH, Montevallo, West Florida, West Al are in the A tier. We only have one B tier. So we don't think many of these are mid. It's either peak or garbage. We think it's either peak or garbage. So now we're gonna move things to Union. This honestly kind of speaks middle of the pack. This honestly kind of speaks middle of the pack for me.
Interesting setup.
There isn't a whole lot to me that
interesting.
There isn't really a whole lot to me that screams like unique, other than the color scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the color scheme. I will say though, the center court logo is significantly better because they changed their center court logo. This is significantly better than it was 2 years ago. If I'm able to find a picture of it, I'll put it up right here. But the center court logo they had 2 years ago was awful. It was just ugly. This is
also,
better.
are those like all Americans on the wall over there?
I think so.
I kind of like that addition.
Yeah.
No, like on this side.
On the other side where the pictures
like
are.
the pictures of them.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
I think that is pretty neat for like the wall aesthetics and all that, and all the wall banners they have here, not only from their times in the NCAA but the NAIA as well. And they also have these big walls. They have like these big posters of like all the years they made conference tournaments or whatever. So it speaks history. It speaks a lot of history.
No banners. It's crazy though.
Yeah, B tier, no banners.
Yeah, we'll go B tier.
We need to update our banners.
All right. Next up, we have the other Mississippi team, the Golden Dome of Doom.
I love it. I love this dome.
It's a dome?
Yes, it's a dome.
This is low-key tough. I'm not gonna lie.
I love it here.
So what's your problem about
Listen, like we go to practice because we practice before we're on the road.
Exactly,
Yeah. We cannot hear nothing Chan is saying from the other side of the floor. Like the
Literally,
echo in there.
The acoustics in there
so
are
crazy.
garbage.
Yeah, it's bad.
I hate it for that. I honestly hate it for that. I can respect the design, but the sound and the acoustics in there are garbage.
Like I couldn't imagine
This is a
practicing
tough
there.
arena.
That'd be my home gym.
It's a
and I'd
very tough
practice
arena.
there.
Yeah.
It looks cool though.
It's a very tough arena.
It looks cool. though.
They got
The
that
sound
spirit to
makes
it.
it not S tier.
You can hear the ball dribbling.
you can.
Like
you can
Coming
you
down
can
the
go,
court.
You can go hard.
So you literally can hear every. Oh my god!
like literally everything.
Everything.
Literally everything.
That's how bad the echo is in there, and it messes me up while I'm commentating as well because I have the headset on, so I have both ears covered. But even then, I still hear all of it because the echo's so damn loud. So honestly, for me, this is B. I can appreciate the dome.
B, okay.
I appreciate the dome, but I'm willing to put it. I'll put it high B. Yeah. We'll say high B tier. We'll put the Mississippi schools next.
Fans don't show up, huh?
Yeah. We'll put the Mississippi schools next to each other. Also, that implies any fan from any other school watches this.
Fans definitely don't show up there either. So
Really, they don't.
No, not really. I mean, when they play us,
I expect it.
Yeah.
That really could be like the game environment if they made it.
Because it echoes.
Yeah. And now the last team, who's all the way down at the end, we have Lee.
They don't get enough respect for their arena.
Really?
Their fan section,
really
Their
clean.
friend,
they got clean fan section.
It's very clean.
It's so loud in there.
It's clean.
It is.
Yeah, the design and everything
Rims
is
though,
clean.
the rims are terrible.
The rims are terrible.
Rims are
really?
terrible.
What,
yeah, rims
what,
are
what's
terrible.
What was your experience with the rims?
Let's go on next question. Next
I think that's
Next
all
question.
I need. I will say though, the thing about Lee is, it's just again nothing really too much about Lee stands out to me in terms of like unique features other than its own branding. If that makes sense. Like compare this to say like VSU, so like the complex. There's not really a whole lot here like speaks out to me that makes it.
We definitely have more space to fill, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. That is
This,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie,
very
this
bland.
feels like a high school gym as well. Too.
It does.
This
It's not very
nice.
big, but it's very aesthetic.
It's
though.
nice.
Yeah,
Like,
the
it's just
fan
very
section,
clean
bro.
cut, but Lee does it like that.
Exactly.
With
It fits Lee's
everything,
brand.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
The crimson and navy is really clean. It's really clean. So I think what A? We'll say A tier.
I
Like
guess,
low A.
I guess so.
Low A, low
the
A, high
the
B
fan
tier.
section makes it.
Makes it, yeah. The
And
movie
yeah.
section.
All right, so this is the full tier. This is the full
look
GSC
at that.
basketball arena tier list. Going and
I'm proud of this tier
we
list.
made it even.
Yeah,
That's truly
we did
accurate.
good.
I don't know how we made this as even as we did, but
That might be truly
S tier.
accurate.
We have the complex, we have Sprague Hall, and we have Central State Bank
We got
Arena.
3 in each category.
That might be accurate.
That's
very
accurate.
Wow.
Can I do something here? Let's see here.
12 seconds later.
You take this as you will. Here. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go. I meant to
All right,
do-
this is
I meant to do this
way
earlier.
better.
That's very
I meant to do
valid.
this earlier. We may or may not be biased.
It's
It's
like I
on
said, this is
category, I'm
all
telling you.
bias. You know,
We may or may not be biased.
It
I
is
don't
what it
know.
is.
So here's the complete tier list. We have VSU on top, Alabama, Huntsville, Monteval in S tier, West Florida, West Al, Lee in A tier, Mississippi College, Delta State, Union in the B tier, and Auburn, Montgomery, Christian Brothers, and Trevecca in the C tier, with Trevecca gaining the notable honor of being the worst arena on this list.
That's the best S tier on the list. That S tier is so accurate. It haunts
Yeah, it
me.
is.
And honestly, even if I was doing this by myself, even if I was like tier listing these by myself, honestly, I probably would have ranked these the same. The only thing I maybe would have changed from this is maybe honestly putting Mississippi College in C tier.
Yeah.
Maybe putting Mississippi College in C tier, and the only thing that really saves Trevecca for me is the court. The only thing that really saves Trevecca for me is the court design.
Or from being on the list at all, or
Probably being F.
it can't get no worse than that.
It's the only thing I didn't make a
It
D
can't worse
tier.
than that, bro. It
If
can't
I
get worse
made
than that.
if I made a D tier for this, I'm pretty sure everybody here will unanimously say D tier for Trevecca, honestly. So now that we've got that, out of the way, there's a little fun tier list here. One of the other conversations we're going to go to a little bit more of a story time here, where we're all gonna give our stories as to, you know, how we all got here. How did we get here? Look at all of us here. How did we end up with these logos on our shirts? With these logos on our shirts in this building here at this time on Wednesday, March 6th, middle of the afternoon, recording a podcast episode. How on earth did we get here? So now instead, starting with Ansley, we're going to start from the other end now with Ari. We'll start with you. So what was your story of how you got here to VSU?
Yeah, so I hit the transfer portal. Initially out of high school, I went up to New York and played for 2 years there. And I'm originally from Florida, so the goal was to get back south because I actually graduated with my bachelor's up there. So get back south, get my master's somewhere closer to home so I can network. Yeah, I think a lot beyond the court. So I wanted a place where I could not just grow as a basketball player, because you can kind of like go play anywhere, but I wanted to be around good people and people that I could use for the rest of my life. Like the community here, everything, like like I could feel the energy. It sounds cliche, but like the energy in Valdosta is kind of what brought me here. Like this was my only D2 offer in the portal.
Really?
Yes, yeah. And I think the biggest thing for me was, even after talking to like Chan was a big part of it, but being able to see the facilities here and like how you guys operate the school like a D1 school, like that is huge. Like, yeah, like, and just the love and the support and the community is what got me here.
We always say on this show, we have praised you specifically several times for your handles, for your ball handling, your dribbling ability and ability to make assists. I think I remember you had 10 assists. You had 10 assists in the game against Auburn Montgomery, and I think that episode we legitimately raved about it for like a minute.
I called you the best playmaker in the GSC.
Appreciate that.
So that kind of like small town environment. You know, everyone's supporting each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Deonte, what about you, man?
It's crazy. So I graduated.
All right, everyone strap in for this one.
I graduated in 2020. Yes, I'm 24. But yeah, I'm 26.
If I wasn't gonna say, I knew you were.
But yeah, I graduated at Gainesville High School in 2020. Of course, it was COVID year and everything. So my original plan was to already come here. It was supposed to be me and my two best friends. So like around the summer and everything, I'm getting ready, applying for classes, trying to figure out my dorm situation. And so found out both of my best friends weren't going, like money situation, etc. So I'm like, cool. My parents, somehow they didn't want me to go because they felt like, of course, I'm 4.5 hours away from home. They was like, COVID's going on. So if something's happened, who's going to pick you up? So I argued with my parents for like the longest because I wanted to be away from home. Like I wanted to grow up and actually become an adult. Me and my dad got into it, so I decided, okay, cool. I'll just stay, go to a school here. So I went to University of North Georgia for like a semester. My grandma passed away in the middle of the semester, so I ended up dropping out. I had a lot going on, so I took maybe like 2 or 3 years away from school, and then my dad got something from the military where I could go to school for free. And he was like, look, you can pick any school in Georgia. I was like, oh, that's easy. Let's go back to Valdosta. So I came back here spring of 2024, and I've been here since. Like I love the environment. I love that I'm a mass media major. I found a lot of new friends. I met Jaylan. I met my friends. I have Maurice. Of course, he's about to graduate as well because he's a mass media major. Austin, who's a part of here. Me and him started.
Yeah. So yeah, we're really as clearly as you can see, we are missing a host. We would have Austin here as well, but unfortunately he got sick. So
yeah.
hope you're resting up well, man.
Yeah, me and Austin started together at the Spectator. We were taking, shout out Mr. Ted Geltner. We took his sports writing class, and so yeah, we started at the Spectator, and yeah, here we are.
Yep, that's how we got here. All right, so my turn. So I guess my turn now. So. My main thing of how I got here, not really nearly as tumultuous as what yours was, but my story does have a couple twists and turns, but to kind of just go like the express route, I guess. The main influencer for me that brought me here was my, and I gotta give a shout out here to my audio, video, tech, and film teacher, Mr. Josh Dempsey, back in Marietta High School. He's a Valdosta State alum. And he heavily sold me on the idea of coming here to VSU because he saw what I was doing at Marietta. I mean at the time I was there, you know, part of their like media and film program. I was out there running the daily morning news show we had for our high school. By my senior year, I was directing it. I was writing it. I did anchor every now and then. So I mean, my media and professional skills were already like really well developed there. So Mr. Dempsey really wanted to see me in a place where I could grow even further. And I considered so many places to go to. I think I applied for like 15, 20 different schools coming out of high school. And funny enough, originally I wanted to go to college for swimming. I want to go to college to be a collegiate swimmer. That was initially the goal. And I kind of set for myself back in my freshman and sophomore year of high school that, you know, I want to go collegiate in swimming, whether it be NCAA, NAIA, whatever, or JUCO, whatever. I just want to do collegiate swimming. Then COVID hit. I got injured. COVID hit. I got injured. I discovered lacrosse and had a change of heart. had a change of heart. I got burnt out from swimming and decided, hey, I don't want to pursue this anymore. So I then switched to lacrosse. I then want to try and play lacrosse somewhere, maybe as a walk-on, give it a shot. I got one offer. I got one Division II offer to play at a school back in Ohio, which is where I'm from. That's where I'm from originally. So, but they didn't have the program I wanted, so I turned them down. So then eventually I refocused and I decided, okay, if I'm going to go somewhere for college, I'm going to go there to focus on my academics and focus on, my professional experience. And Valdosta just ended up being that school for me. Compared to somewhere like Kennesaw State or Life University or UGA, these bigger schools, going in as a freshman, considering the experience I already had, I was going to be fighting a steep uphill battle from the get-go to get my name known and to make my own mark. So that's what also led me to VSU, being a smaller school, in a smaller athletic department, is just a smaller environment to where I could actually get myself to stand out, being one of few instead of one of many who wouldn't really get a shot until maybe his junior or senior year. Meanwhile, being here, I got my first shot. I got my first real shot out the gate doing the PA for volleyball my sophomore year. So it's just that environment.
Stonewall.
Stonewall. That's where that came from, and the way people embrace that as well. The way the team embraced that just made me feel like that I really could make my mark here, and that small school environment. Instead of again being one of 100, I'm now one of 20, and especially now for mass media, I'm one of 12 graduates this semester from the mass media program. And I feel like I've grown extremely well professionally and in my skills. So that's what led me here to VSU. Jizreel?
So ultimately, I just graduated my undergrad 2024. I knew I wanted to be a graduate assistant. Actually, my old school, they wanted me to be like a defense assistant and they'll pay for my master's. But I was like, I love football and everything, but I'd rather be closer to home. So I found out 2 weeks before, Miss Grubbs called me. Shout out Miss Grubbs. Shout out Coach Grubbs. Shout out Coach Grubbs. She's probably not going to see this, but love for Coach Grubbs. But I actually found out 2 weeks before, I had to get up and move. I was in Minnesota, so packed my car up, shipped my car, flew down here, and it was set in stone since then. It was kind of very simple when I moved in. Found some apartments to move in, but I knew I wanted to be at VSU, the rich history from sports as well. But that's just a brief story of why I came to VSU and how did I end up here at VSU. But definitely shout out Ms. Grubb. She was talking with my old athletic director. She spoke highly of me, came down here, and it's been history since. But
so you came from Minnesota to Georgia. You went from Florida to New York to Georgia. I mean, you and I pretty much stayed in state. Yeah. You and I stayed in state. You and I pretty much stayed in state. Drew, you certainly came a long way as well from all the way from Baltimore, man. What's your story?
Yeah. From Baltimore, like bro said, I'm Unc Jr. I graduated in 2020. Went to Fairmont State the year right after. I redshirted there. I was around COVID time. Picked up a ton of weight, because of COVID, everything shut down, so I'm not doing nothing at the house but eating.
Facts.
Gained a ton of weight. That next year, dropped out of school, didn't want to go back to school, was getting ready to go to the Army, didn't know what I was going to do. Then I got a call, went to JUCO, got noticed by Coach Heff at a tournament, got an offer here, and the rest is history.
Ansley, what about you?
Well, that's an interesting story. Let's talk about that. I think that's pretty cool how, we don't have to, this is just the interviewing side of me. I'm just that's so cool. You had a plan to do something else and then, it all panned out.
Shout out to 2020 graduates, man. We don't get no respect because we're COVID graduates, but
no graduation.
Yeah. I know, that's crazy, y'all. Yes, so I'm Ansley DeCenzo. If you don't know me, played all four here. I kind of had a funny story too. I was actually committed to play at Troy University, and I was a 21 graduate, and I still want to hype I want to not hype us up, but at least give us attention too. We kind of got screwed too.
Yeah, you 2020, 2021 graduates did kind of
like
did kind of shafted.
You guys got an extra year. You guys got an extra year, and we.
But y'all
I'm a 22
No, but I didn't
graduate.
go to in-person class. I
The
didn't go
recruiting with the 2022s messed us up though, with COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all got a little taste of that. Because y'all were staying. That's
No
when
state
the
championship.
transfer portal was. Listen, I'm talking about college though.
Oh, you talking
Y'all
about
had
college.
offers available
Yeah.
and scholarships.
Exactly.
available.
Yeah.
They got to stay for 50
That's
or
true.
And so
6
that's what I'm
years.
saying. That's what I was about to
There
say.
wasn't-
So
yeah.
I was committed to play at Troy, and the coach is like, all of our seniors are staying. He's like, I can offer you PWO. I was like, no, thank you. I'm going somewhere like that I'm valued at, and somewhere that I know I'll actually play at. Like, I'm not gonna go and cheer on my teammates, even though that's something you should do. But but I'm not gonna sit on
a
it.
bench ride.
I want to go where I can
right.
play something that I love, and so yeah, I played all 4 here. I truthfully did not have my whole heart in the game. Like, I'm gonna stay all 4 here. I was like, I'm gonna come here, like, play 2 years, ball out, maybe transfer, like that was the plan. And obviously that's not, I'm in my 5th year. So things don't always go the way that you think they will. And usually it's always for the better, but and then transitioned into a GA role in the athletic department with Jizreel. And they kind of use me. I'm kind of just a helping hand. And I think that it worked out best for me in my case, because now I get to was what I want to do. Obviously staying in sports, playing here and then now transitioning into a leadership role, I guess. It's cool to kind of see things from a different perspective and everything that has to go on and happen so that your sport is able to be played.
Yeah.
Facts.
And Jizreel can speak for that too, because we played, a college sport.
It's definitely, I can speak a little bit on that. Like, going from playing sports and you just show up on game day, you prep, you practice, then what you see actually goes behind the scenes. It's crazy.
Yeah,
stress.
shout out to you guys, man.
Shout
Y'all
out to
make this stuff happen. Y'all make this stuff happen, man. Even for me as a commentator, as a media person, I still kind of feel like I'm not really part of the behind the scenes crew. I feel more in tune with, say, Drew or Ari, where I'm I'm preparing to go into a game. I'm not prep. Even though I'm doing prep prep behind the scenes, doing my research and everything, I'm still going out there and essentially being another form of you guys, just not on the court, but at the scores table. You guys are the ones who set everything up. You guys set the stage.
Thank God I'm done.
For them to perform on.
I'm so happy I'm done working, but yeah, it's definitely been a blessing to work in athletics. You get to really see what goes on behind the scenes, but it really opens your eyes of what really has to go on to make an athletic program be successful in a lot of areas, from the game day activities to wrapping up the game day.
And I think to that point too, doing it in Division II is probably peak, where you were literally hands-on 24/7. Division I, you can pay companies to go out and line your field. Do we have that access? Probably, but guess what? There's someone who can do that, there's someone who can do that. And is it going to be in your job description? Probably not.
Right.
And that's just something you've got to deal,
yeah.
And so it's just something that's understood, especially when you are working in athletics and being in it as well. It's just, we're being on the other side definitely opens up a new perspective. So
yeah. That's also kind of one of the other reasons why that brought me here as well. As again, smaller environment, so I'd be able to be more hands-on. and get more involved in that sense. But kind of transitioning on to our next thing here, as you guys talking about, the behind the scenes of athletics, we got some big news to talk about here, especially with a certain team from Pensacola making their way out of the Gulf South Conference to move up to Division I, and in about 2 years or so. Now here's the thing. For what was this? 1, 2, 3, 4 of us here, maybe 5 of us. This will really not. We probably won't come back to this conversation after this episode is over. At least I will be, because I'm heavily invested in the Gulf South Conference and updates and all that. But Spring Hill College will eventually be joining the GSC in the next year or two. West Florida will be moving out.
Did they come from NAIA?
No,
they've
SAC.
been D2. Yeah.
Spring Hill's coming from the SIAC. So I kind of want to hear your guys' opinions and your guys' takes on with the GSC now starting to change a little bit with its teams. West Florida moving up to D1. First of all, what's your guys' takes on that? Secondly, where can VSU now fit in? Kind of fit in now. What role can they take on now with West Florida leaving, and what moves do you predict will happen, and what moves do you predict will happen in the future?
I feel like the competition in the GSC has significantly gone down a lot, basically over the last 2 years. You get West Georgia out of here.
Yes,
and then
West
you
Georgia
get,
left, Shorter
and then
left.
you get West Florida out, and then Shorter left. It's like, and those, I think 2 of those teams were VSU's main rivalries. Like
Yeah,
West Georgia.
West Georgia was the
like a
rivalry.
B
And then
rivalry.
it transitioned to be West Florida.
And now it's just like for VSU at least, yeah,
And
it's like it's going
and
down.
I can see why West Florida is moving up. Like every time I'm hopping up on social media,
It's a smart decision for them.
all of their sport teams are winning the conference
winning
champion.
everything.
They're winning everything.
There's no
It's
parity.
crazy.
There's literally no parity.
I know it's just crazy to say, but they're just winning everything, whether it's golf or
Golf,
Anything.
tennis, baseball.
I mean,
They
they're-
won baseball literally yesterday.
Yeah, the trajectory of it, even the conference that they're about to now transition into, people were like, "Oh, it's just football." No, it's every single sport.
Yeah, just
That's
football is the United
ACE,
Athletic Conference,
yeah.
where they'll be rejoining West Georgia. So will have West
They'll go
Florida, West
back,
Georgia
yeah.
again, and then the rest of their sports are joining the Atlantic Sun. Join the Atlantic Sun.
I
Conference.
think what that does for us, though, I don't know if we'll see it within like the next 1 to 2 years, but I think surely after that, when people come and go through athletic programs, the talent, and I think you're going to see schools, like a shift in schools, like really starting to perform like randomly now that West Florida's out, because talent, people still want to come to the GSC. We're still a competitive conference, but the talent's going to be dispersed in different areas now.
Yeah. There's gonna be one less team kind of hogging it
To
all.
choose
I
from,
know
yeah.
especially for especially women's basketball, more specifically because I covered this literally on my capstone project. The amount of in-conference transfers that West Florida brought on from other teams: Amelia Bell out of Mississippi College, Isabel Grimes out of Montevallo, Aubrey Sorrells from Montevallo going
it's
to
just perfect
Union.
where they're
Yeah.
placed at.
So,
It's on the beach, the vibe.
They're running their business well. I mean,
I definitely know for one thing, because another thing also to consider as well is, just talking about another move here. Flagler College is moving out of the Peach Belt and will be joining the Sunshine State Conference. So what I'm starting to see a little more, and now with Spring Hill joining the GSC, I'm starting to see now, at least in the Southeast region of Division II, a bit of a conference realignment based more on geography, because adding Spring Hill, I mean, that's Mobile, Alabama. That's always south.
Yeah.
That's coastal.
definitely
That's
touch
coastal
on that as
Alabama.
well.
So I mean, if we still had West Florida, if we
Because I
still
already
have West
know.
Florida, I mean, those schools are only 2 hours away.
Because I already know the athletes, y'all being former athletes and Ansley being a former athlete. I know nobody's a fan of those trips.
Going to
for
Mississippi.
Sure. I mean,
No, dude, they're
obviously
horrible.
they're horrible. I mean, I talked with a few coaches and they'd be like, "Man, I wish we could just join the Peach Belt." Which
Was the other thing I was going. That was the other thing I was going to
actually
say.
makes more sense for a budget standpoint, looking at it from the athletic side as well. But
Yeah, that was the main one I was actually gonna get to. You kind of jumped the gun there for me. That's honestly a move that I predict will happen maybe in the next 10 years. Maybe within the next decade. I could honestly see VSU taking Flagler's spot in the Peach Belt. Because we also have to consider this. All the teams that are geographically located in the Peach Belt, I mean, most of them are Georgia teams.
Yeah.
Most of them are Georgia teams. You got North Georgia, GCSU, Middle Georgia.
you think football would just be the same too?
Football, honestly, I remember discussing this with a couple guys. I would honestly see,
Coastal
I could
Carolina.
see, not Conference Carolinas. No, we smash them. Honestly, I think VSU would smash them.
but-
I would honestly say SIAC. I think
SIAC.
football goes to the SIAC.
But the thing is, like, football is not even, there's not even a GSC conference for football.
There's barely even a
There's
GSC.
there's no,
So they have to
Three
win.
teams, yeah.
They would have to win, maybe go 8-2, 9-2, and because last year we won 4 out of what?
We were 6-4.
6-4,
heading
won
to
all our
national tournament.
GSC games except against I forgot who.
West Alabama, but that was technically a forfeit. That was technically a forfeited win because of ineligibility, whatever. But we still split the GSC title, which bought VSU a share of the title in the automatic bid. But now, again, like you said, for next year, I mean, GSC play, you go 2-0. You not only go 2-0,
you go 2-0 anymore.
Basically,
according to
exactly
Troy and Kidd, I mean, it's not even a conference anymore. I mean, they just have to outright win. They just got to outright win games because I'm like, hypothetically, okay, they win two. What if everybody goes 1-1-1?
Yeah, and you make
GSC
it.
team.
Yeah, then who's
going to get the bid?
Right.
So it's not really a conference anwoanymore. I
mean, so honestly, I could see football. I would really want football to move to the SIAC. Also, because I would love to rekindle that rivalry with Albany State. Love to rekindle
get it
that
back in blood.
I would, and make that actually a conference game. Make that a conference game the same way VSU West Florida was always held at the end of the year. I would love to see if VSU football joins the SIAC, we get that Valdosta State Albany State end of year game instead of a week zero. No, that's week 11. That's a week 11 game. That's a November game. That's going to that. From a marketing standpoint, that's money. That's money. But for the rest of the sports, I could honestly see VSU to the Peach Belt because again, going to the point of all the travel, who likes the Mississippi trips?
How long is the trip? Like it's like 6
Mississippi.
It's like 8 hours, I think.
11.
11.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
11?
I was gonna say it's really like 12.
You probably don't remember
13
you
when
slept through
stop.
most of it.
Yeah,
you probably slept through most of it.
Too.
I did
I'm
not
also
know. I
retired.
did not know the trips were that long.
Yes,
Oh
they're
my
that
goodness.
long, dude.
11
They suck.
hour
And the thing is,
drive
like,
for a
you
game.
leave after
Bro,
your
my
last
year of playing
game
college
Yes.
on Saturday.
Never,
So we got me and you back on the bus in 12
I know. I
hours.
think it's like 50
planes
miles
in
under
D2
the
is
plane
crazy.
for
Oh, nah.
D2 or something.
No plane.
I heard that.
Nice.
I heard that. I think my sophomore year, we had to go to Mississippi twice. I think that year because something had happened.
Yeah.
And they were saying that like the mileage is like 50 miles under like what
That's
it's like
crazy.
forced for NCAA like has to like enforce for Division II to travel.
So I mean, at that point again with the GSC as well. I mean the GSC now. I mean, there's only one Georgia-based team. There's only one Georgia-based team in the GSC. The only Florida team has left. The only Florida team is going to be leaving, and most of your schools are either in Western Tennessee, Alabama, or Mississippi.
Definitely.
So at that point, and most of them are in the Central Time Zone. So you only have Lee and Valdosta State in the Eastern. You only have Lee and Valdosta State in the Eastern Time Zone. And for any game, Valdosta State, the closest team to us is Lee. The closest team to us is Lee, and that's about 6 hours up the road through Georgia to I think so, to get up to Cleveland, Tennessee. You drive 5-6 hours.
Spring Hill, I thought was closer.
Well, Spring Hill now will be.
Okay.
I'm talking about currently.
Okay.
So I think then for the GSC, at that point, for VSU, if most of the other teams are going to be based in Alabama and Mississippi, and you're the furthest east out of all those teams, and you have to keep traveling out west, at that point, why bother? At that point, honestly, why bother? So that's why I could see a move to the Peach Belt. That's honestly why I could see VSU moving to the Peach Belt maybe at some point. All right. So if you guys don't have anything else to add, for one thing, this next section, I'm just gonna say now, get your tissues. Get your tissues, get your popcorn if you didn't have them now, because this next section, I'm going to warn you, is probably going to be quite somber. It's probably going to be quite somber, just being real, because if I'm counting correctly, was it 1, 2, 3? Was it 4 out of 6 of us are graduating? 4 out of the 6 of us will be walking the graduation stage on May 8th. May 8th for both of you, right?
May 8th,
yeah, May 8th for both of you, and May 9th for the two. And May 9th for the two of us. So whether it's a master's or a bachelor's degree, May 8th or 9th will be the last day. We are Valdosta State students, and this will be the final episode. This will be the final episode, at least for me. This will be the final episode, at least for me, of the Inferno, of the 6 seasons I've put in, 6 seasons, 6 semesters, 3 years that I've put toward this show. So this section again is going to be kind of like our final messages to VSU, to the university, to who you want to thank for how you got to where you are and whatnot. So I'm gonna be biased for myself here, and I'm gonna put myself last. I'm gonna put myself last to kind of mentally prepare myself for what I'm going to say. Does anyone here want to go ahead and just?
Yeah, I'll go first. I want to thank the athletic department for the opportunity to help basically, I just want to help the athletic department for the time I had at Valdosta State, especially to Ms. Grubbs. Thank you, Ms. Grubbs, for everything. Thank you, Troy, Nicole, Kid, GAs I worked with, Jamie too. Shout out to Jamie, real cool dude. But
yeah, Blaze Sports Media,
and just thank the university as well. But thank you, Valdosta State Athletics.
We appreciate you, Jizreel. We really do.
Thank you.
I want to say thank you just to Coach Heff for realizing in me something that I didn't see in myself 2 years ago. Thank my teammates for always pushing me. I thank the community for the endless just cheering and the love and the good vibes that they brought me since I've been here. It's been nothing but a good time. And also, lastly, I want to thank the competition for not taking me lightly, knowing that I'm a threat in some way and making me go harder, making me a better player. It's truly the people in the GSC in this conference that made the better version of myself come out on the court and off the court. So,
big time.
Yeah.
That's huge. Yeah. I mean, obviously I want to thank the Lord, my family, my friends. It's so cliche, but really without any of them, I would not be here. And
Amen.
You just trust the process. All these things are so cliche, but they're just so true. And like Drew mentioned, the respect that athletes get here, it's just it's you don't reach that. You don't get that at other places. You know what I mean? Athletes are respected here and in all schemes, not just on the court, but outside, around town, people are going to be hey, I just came to your game last night and I'm oh, that's awesome, but just things like that. It's really important to be surrounded by that kind of community in the competition. That was a good take. It's just super important to be surrounded by that, because if you're not, are you truly progressing, not just in your sport, but in life, and what's next for you?
Yeah, that's real. That's incredibly real. Dionte,
I can go. Definitely the biggest shout out I have is Coach Chandler, Chan. I appreciate that lady so much, and spiritually, I really feel like I was kind of meant to meet her and be around her and be coached by her, just as a person and not just a basketball player. Because I really learned more as a person from her than dribbling a ball and stuff. Just the athletic department, everybody, Grubbs, you guys, I appreciate everything. Every little person I've came into contact with was a good experience for me here. So shout out to my teammates, sisters I'll have for life, all these relationships, and even considering Valdosta being a place I might want to start my career, opening all these doors to lifelong friendships. And I just appreciate all the love. Definitely.
Yeah, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, being in this position, a few years ago, I did not expect to even be here. It kind of feels like a whole redemption story, to be honest.
Awesome, man.
Again, just have a whole anime arc.
Yeah, again, going through the stuff that I went through during COVID with my grandma passing away, because she really meant the world to me. Dropping out of school, like I said, I didn't think I was going to even go back to school. But again, I want to thank my parents, and my dad, finding the opportunity to let me go back to school and come here. When I first came here, I didn't really know anything. I'm starting to learn stuff each and every year. I want to thank Jaylan for giving me the opportunity to just have a say. And joining this podcast, he's helped me a lot throughout this whole school year, whether it's, with the Inferno or just mass media stuff in general. I want to thank Maurice, who had told me that I should join The Spectator. It's funny because we all took sports writing together. Me, Maurice, Jaylan, Austin.
We did.
We all took Ted's sports writing class together. And so I remember Maurice telling me, cool, you should join The Spectator. And so one day after class, me and Austin went up to Professor Ted and we was like, oh, well, we want to join as spectator. So he was like, cool. He hit up Loy, told Loy about us. And so we jumped right in. We went to a meeting on Wednesday. And yeah, I just want to thank my friends back home. I love y'all to death. But I'm not going to go too far because I still have a few more years left here until I graduate. So,
yeah. And eventually at some point, you're going to come across the thing that I'm about to do. And I will say now, for one, you guys know that, especially if you kind of see me in a state like this, I try to be articulate, but I'm not. I kind of start falling apart. a little bit, but the message is still there. I'm able to be very composed, and I'm like, when I'm on a microphone, you guys have probably heard me call games. You hear I can rapid fire out words at freaking 100 words a minute, freaking 100 words every 30 seconds, just describing basketball or volleyball or whatever. But stuff like this is a little more difficult for me. So I just ask that you bear with me here. So. The first major things I want to give is to all my family and friends back home, whether that's Marietta, whether that's Ohio, or whether that's all over the country. I see your guys and I see your guys' support, and I really honestly do take that and I carry it with me every day of my life, even though I know I have issues with my self-worth and how I view myself. And dealing with imposter syndrome and anxiety and how I feel and how I always feel like I'm never enough, or sometimes I feel like I'm too much. But every day I get to come here and I get to work on this stuff, whether it's media stuff, whether it's sports stuff. It just reminds me of and just hearing that admiration, that support just reminds me that I'm here for a reason. Yep. I'm here for a reason. It's to make a mark, and it's to do what I set my mind to do and be the best at it that I can be. So to everybody who's ever supported me, everyone's ever gave me a cheer, everyone's ever gave me constructive criticism. Anyone's even telling me like hey, that wasn't good, or you need to fix this. You guys that's all helped me refine what I am today, what I continue to grow to be. The Inferno here, this was legitimately a passion project. This is something that I was not asked to do. The athletic department didn't ask me to do this. Spectator didn't ask me to do this. Nobody asked me to do this. But I did it because not only did I want to grow professionally, did I want to grow my skill set, and not only did I want to grow my skill set, but I wanted something that I could call mine, that I could call my project, that I could call something that that I could have pride in. And in that pride, I realized that it's, even though I do like all the editing and all the social media and all that, it's not just me. This is not a one man army. I have a whole group of supporters behind me. Whether that's the athletes, the athletic department, they tune in, the guests that I bring on, Coach Chan I brought on, Coach Helfer I brought on Troy for an episode, Coach Andrew I brought on, the athletes we brought on, all the hosts, past hosts from start to now, and everyone who's ever tuned in. I say this so much. Everybody who's ever tuned into one of these episodes, you legitimately give a smile to me. You show that you care about the things we do here. Because we're a small school. Valdosta State's a small school. We're Lowndes County. We're probably just a spot that people probably don't even know about. But we have a hell of an athletics program that I wanted to spend the time giving the flowers and talking about them the way they ought to be. The way they ought to be is with professionalism, is with enthusiasm. It's something you'd see on a professional stage, like SportsCenter or ESPN. That was my goal with this. And I think I can safely say that I've left quite the foundation. And that's always what I wanted to do, was to make an impact. It's to make an impact where I go and I still to this day sometimes doubt whether I have or not. But in those doubts, I also remind myself that not everyone can have the same blessings and same opportunities that I've had to work with you guys and to work with such a great university and work with such great people that I'll get to know and I'll have meaningful friendships and relationships with beyond these walls. To my mass media professors, thank you for believing in me. Thank you for helping me guide, and thank you for your guidance in helping me guide my vision and not trying to pigeonhole me and not trying to fit me into a box, and seeing that, this has value. Even though this isn't for school. I've only ever maybe used like 2 episodes of this for a school project. No, it's all what I wanted to do. So thank you for believing in me. And to that extent, thank you to the athletics department for believing in me. Thank you to Jamie, to Troy, Kit, Coach Grubbs, Nicole, everyone there who believed in me and gave me a chance to represent this university the way I'd want to, in the way that reflects the standard of what this school is. I'm proud to be a Valdosta State alum here in the next few days. And again, this will be my final episode as a host of the Inferno. And I just want to say one more thing, again, to everybody out there watching this. From the bottom of my heart, I sincerely appreciate all of you. You help make this possible. And I hope from here on, you continue to support student-led projects like this, because these can grow into big things, and I want them to, because this university deserves it.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth the time. It's worth the effort. So again, to Blazer Nation, to my family, my friends, and to you guys here, thank you sincerely.
Jaylan.
Let it out, brother. Let it out, brother. That's real, Jay.
Okay.
Yeah. You can't teach that passion, bro.
No, you
At all.
can't.
At least you held it all the way to the end, bro. You good.
I know. We all respect you so much,
For sure,
Jaylan.
bro.
So much.
Everyone is so appreciative of you.
Mm-hmm.
I hope
Passion
I've
is
done
something
that.
different, bro.
It is. It is.
I read it off your guys' faces all the time when you guys play your sports. I read it off your guys' faces all the time. I sometimes don't think that I'd be on the receiving end of it, but here I am.
You're good at what you do. You got to remember that. Like,
Yeah,
you're so good at what you do.
Amazing at what you do. You're good.
truly blessed to have you guys who think that, and it helps me see that in myself.
You don't understand how much you've inspired people to be better. Like, for people like myself, like, you've inspired me to be better as like a media person, to learn more about sports here in the GSC, more Valdosta sports. Like, again, this whole entire year, like, I've been learning more about this school and what they mean, like, sports wise. It's been fun. Like, learning more about the women's basketball team, the men's basketball team, football, because I didn't know any of this stuff before I got here.
Yeah, for me, it was with volleyball. I'm learning volleyball, soccer, basketball, especially.
I didn't know nothing about baseball, bro.
barely knew anything
Shout
about
out
baseball. And especially for basketball, again, for me as well. I remember 2 years ago when I got the notice, and I also want to say, shout out Jack Calhoun, dude. Thank you so much for putting me on to the position that I have now, doing the radio commentary with the basketball teams, even though I felt like I had no business. I feel like I had no business calling basketball, because I'm a football kid through and through. I mean, I played lacrosse, I played rugby, I swam. So basketball was not my forte. But for all that as well, and I forgot to say this as well. Thank you to you guys. and the teams, Drew, Ari, you guys, the teams, your guys' teammates, for really accepting me and making me feel like I was part of the team. That I wasn't just the commentator. I wasn't just the radio guy. I really felt like I was part of the team. I always wanted to be. This kind of goes in like psychology and sociology stuff, but feeling like part of that in group was. I always felt like that was something I was missing in my life. So, even though I will never play a minute of collegiate basketball in my life. Well, technically, except for when I ran scout team for you guys. And I ran scout team for you guys at
That's
AUM in Montevallo. I still remember being taken so aback by that. Like just hearing Coach Tyler or Coach Chandler or Coach Tyler calling out to me. Say, hey Jaylan, we need you over here. I'm like, okay. What do you need? It's like, okay, what's
That's
up? It's like, can you stay? It's like, can you stand here and do this? I'm like, okay, cool.
You remember
that's the closest. That's the closest I'll ever get to being a collegiate basketball player.
That's for Montevallo.
Oh man. When I had to run scout offense on Montevallo, I was a wreck. I was a nervous wreck. I was like, what do I do? So I just did what they told me. And then once the play broke down, once the play was over, I'm sat there like, okay, what do I do now?
What's next?
Like, what do I do now? What do I do now? Because I didn't want to give you guys bad looks. I didn't want to give you guys bad looks or bad practice or anything. So I was so nervous about that. But again, on a serious note, being able to travel and go on the road with you guys, and you guys really taking me on and making me feel like part of the team is something that I think every broadcaster aspires for. So I'm thankful that I got to experience that so young, at such an early stage in my career, to know what it's like to be with that team, and get to know them. So thank you to you guys as well, for real.
Appreciate you.
So if there's anybody have any more comments before we wrap this up?
Shout out God, man.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Shout out God. God is love. God is first. Yeah. Man, God is everything, bro. But
wouldn't be here without him. None of us would.
Right.
He bring us all here. That's crazy how everybody has their unique story and how God has put us here together on this platform just to be with Jaylan. But
everyone.
This is awesome, man.
Yeah.
You did something special. Man. You left a mark on VSU, bro.
Left a big dent for sure.
And I hope it continues.
Yeah.
I hope it continues, and that dent keeps getting bigger. That's what I hope. That's what I hope for. that what I've left here is something to continue on to make even greater. That's what I hope to leave. That's what I hope to have left here, and I feel like I have. So with that being said, for the season 6 finale of the Inferno, a Valdosta State sports show, which, by the way, just in case you didn't know, is a Valdosta State sports show by the students about the Blazers for Blazer Nation, the one and only. At least as far as I know, it's the only sports podcast around here that focuses on VSU athletics. So to the fall 2026 season, for season 7, Dionte, take good care of this, man. You and Austin, you guys take good care of this. Whether you guys decide to merge with the Spectator or move it on the Spectator's banner, which I think would kind of help increase its range, because I honestly think that the Inferno's kind of hit its peak as an independent project. I think now some form of affiliation would help it grow even further. So I trust you to make that decision. I trust you and Austin to make that judgment. And for one thing as well, just as a straight message to anybody, any potential students watching this, if you want to talk VSU sports, it doesn't matter what your major is, just have the passion of telling the stories of Blazer athletics, telling the stories of the sports. If you're interested in sports writing or being a sports anchor at some point, this is the spot to do it. This is the opportunity to do it. So please take it. So please, if you are interested, You know where to find us on social media. Reach out. We would love to have more hosts, to have more hosts who are genuinely interested in telling the stories of VSU athletics, because that's what this is all about. So you'll know where to find us. So again, to conclude, for Ansley, Drew, Jizreel, Ari, Dionte, Austin, and every former host of this show, I'm Jaylan Scott. Thank you so much for watching the season 6 finale of the Inferno Valdosta State Sports Show. And for one more thing, if I can take this mic off, if you can read it right here, if you can't take the heat, what makes you think you can survive the Inferno? And that being said, hey Craig, say something to the people.
Craig.
Bye, Felicia.